What's happening, YouTube? This is Ted from Off the Hook Outdoors, and welcome back to another bait making video. This video is one of my watch and win videos where you get a chance to win a prize. In this case, it's the OTX spinning reel. So what you have to do is you have to watch this video, and then whenever my Off the Hook logo pops up right here, you put in the comments the timestamp when that logo pops up, and then you'll be entered to win that spinning reel. So thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so in this video I'm making the 3.5-inch ripper bait, and if you watch my other video, I started adding rattles to some of my baits, and today we're going to do the ripper bait from DoIt. We're going to add some rattles into this, and this is going to be called the Rattling Ripper. So stay tuned, and we're going to get to it. I'm going to get some plastic ready, and I'll show you exactly how I do this. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so what I got is some dead on plastic. I got some swim bait and jerk bait plastic. We're going to add some plastic to the mold, or to the cup. We're going to heat this up and get it ready. Put that in the microwave. We're going to put it on about 2 minutes, and we're going to start this, and we'll be back once the plastic is ready. We're going to do a bluegill color today. Okay, and like I said before, we're going to make some bluegill colored ripper baits. And my base is going to be this blue-green mica powder. That's going to be the base color of our bait. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some green to that. I'm going to add a little bit of blue flake. I'm going to add a little bit of black. And then my thing is I don't use gold with the bluegill. I like to use a little bit of the copper. So once the plastic is heated up, I'm going to show you how I mix the colors together, and then we're going to start to making the baits. But while we're waiting for that, here's the rattles. And what I told you before, if you haven't seen my wacky rig, the Rattler, this rattle, it's a black rattle. You can see the little piece on the end there. And what I have to do is I have to nick this off. And what I do is I take that and I just cut that little piece off to make it so it shoots a lot better. I've found out that if I have just the round and not that little nib that like actually holds it in the plastic, it shoots a lot better. You don't get air bubbles in the bait. So I'm going to prepare these for you guys, and we'll be right back once the plastic is heated up. Okay, so the plastic is just about ready here. I'm just stirring it up to make sure it's all the plastisol is completely mixed up, because the bottom of the cup will not get as hot as the top. So you want to mix that all in. And like I said before, this plastisol is like milk colored, and when you know it's ready, it's 350 degrees and it gets clear. So we have that there. Now I have my mica powder here, and this is the blue-green powder. So we're going to take 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. We're going to mix this in, and with the mica powder, you got to make sure that you mix it in thoroughly because you'll get lumps. So we're mixing that in right now. Usually about this 1 cup of plastic is usually that 1/8 of a teaspoon will do it, you know, the color that I want it to be, and that is a good color there. And if you could see that, it has like a green sheen to that, which is what I want. So that is enough of the powder, so we're going to put that away. Okay, and then we're going to add, what I'm going to do first though is clean off my spoon. Even though you don't want this powder in your colors of your glitter, I use the same spoon, so you just want to keep everything clean so you're not mixing colors up for later on when you're making the baits. So we got that. We're going to add just a tad of green. So I'm going to get some green flake out here. You can see the green flake. We're going to add about 1/8 of a teaspoon of green. We're going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of blue on the light side. Blue. We're going to add the copper, and this is where I like the copper instead of gold. I think it looks more natural. So I'm going to put a little bit of the copper in. And I'm going to mix this up first before I add the black. So let's mix all the glitter in together. See what it looks like. It's looking pretty good there. Yeah, it looks good. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of black, just a touch of black to give it a little bit of contrast. I'm not going to go with a full 1/8 of a teaspoon. I'm going to go about half. So we're going to put that black in. And I think we're all good with the colorant. And we're going to heat this back up, and then we're going to start shooting our baits. But I'm going to show you what I got to do on the mold here to add the rattles. So we're going to put this back in and heat it back up again to get it up to temperature, and then I'll show you what I do with the mold to add the rattles. Stay with us. Okay guys, well, I had to take a seat here because this is a little bit of intricate work here, but the plastic is ready. You can see that I have my rattles here, and what I got to do is with my mold is I like to place them back towards the tail as far as I can, because you have to put the hook in here and you don't want the rattle to interfere with the hook. And plus I like to have the rattle in the back, so when the tail moves it rattles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this plastic and I'm going to add it to the bait right back into the tail here, and then I'm going to set the rattle in there. Okay, I'm going to do that with these 3 rattles right here. We're going to put it back towards the back of the bait. We're going to add the rattle. I hope you can see that. We're going to add the plastic to that, add the rattle, and then we're going to close this up, and we got to shoot it right away. So we're going to put that in the mold, and then I'm going to move this camera for you guys so you can see this. Okay, there you go. And then I'm going to get my glove on because we don't want to get burnt. And bring my plastisol over here. We're going to take a full injector, and then we're going to add it and shoot this bait. Put some constant pressure on because it does have to get around that rattle. And the next one. And put some constant pressure on it so it gets around the rattle. And not all the time do these shoot perfectly. Sometimes they mess up because of the rattle. Now this rattle, adding the rattles to my baits is fairly new to me, but I thought it was a great idea to shoot them with the rattles in it to give it another sound and just to be something different out there. Okay, so we're going to see what this looks like in a few minutes once this sets out. Okay guys, it's been about 3 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out. I'm going to take a seat here so you can see these. See how they shoot. You never know what they're going to do. Okay, so they look like they shot pretty well. We're going to take them out. You can hear the rattles, so that's pretty cool. So we're going to take this and we're going to nip the tips of these off because I like to have a nice flat. Cut this sprue up, put it back in the cup. We're going to take the other one out, and this one you can see the tail did not shoot. It didn't go through to the tail, so we're going to have to shoot that again. And what I do is I'll cut that rattle out just like this, and like I said, not all of them work all the time, because using the rattles are fairly new to me, so I'm actually experimenting on different baits. But I did try this the ripper bait with that. So here are the two baits right here. You can hear them. You can see the rattle on the back of there, and it's black, and this is sort of like a translucent color with the bluegill color, so you can see the black a little bit, but it doesn't interfere with the bait, but you can hear the rattle. So that is what we're doing. We have a little bit of flashing right there, so we're going to take that off. And like I said, it's kind of difficult to shoot with the rattles in it, but once they come out, they're very, very nice looking. So there you guys go with the rattling rippers, and we're going to shoot some more here. I'm going to take this rattle out and reuse this rattle on my next bait. We'll be right back. Okay guys, I think the reason why that one didn't shoot well is because I had the rattle, I think, too far back on the tail. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this again. We're going to add some plastic to the back, a little bit further back this time. Put the rattle in and push that down. And this, I put the plastic in here just to hold that rattle, just so it shoots better and holds it in place actually. So it's a little touchy. Okay, put that rattle in there, and then these little pieces here could be taken out. Just work them off like that. We're ready to shoot. We're going to close this up. I'm going to add it in the vise here, and then we are going to shoot this. Once again, let me move my camera over for you guys to see a little better. There you go. And we're going to put my glove on. We're going to make sure that clamp is down. We're going to take a injector full. We're going to add it and shoot that bait slowly in constant pressure. I like to hold it for about 10 seconds on each side here. Okay, go to the next one. Okay, and we're going to fill up the sprue so there's no air bubbles. And like I said, guys, it's a little bit difficult shooting with the rattles because it takes up some space, and that plastic has to go around that rattle and through the rest of the bait. Okay, guys, well, we got this. We're going to wait about 3 minutes for it to settle, and then we'll be right back and I'll show you the results. Alright, so we got that done. That's been sitting for about 3 minutes. Let me sit down here. We're going to pull this open and see what happens. And it looks like they shot, all of them shot this time. You just got to be careful pulling them out. You got some flashing on them a little bit on the front, but that's okay. So we got the bait here. Let's take the scissors and snip the front off. Let's snip this one off here and this one, and then we're going to cut this sprue up real quick here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it goes right back into the cup. This sprue will go into the cup, and I cut it up in smaller chunks so it's less heat to melt it. And there is your rattling ripper baits in bluegill color, guys. It's pretty awesome, and you can hear that rattle. So when that tail starts flapping, that will start to rattle. So there is, let me put these up here for you a little bit. So there is the rattling ripper. Okay, stay with us. Alright guys, well there it is. There's the rattling ripper bait. And that is the ripper, the 3.5-inch ripper from DoIt. So go check them out in the links in my description. And also, if you're interested in buying any of these baits, they're also for sale. I make all kinds of custom baits. You can, if you have any questions or anything, you can email me at tedpolanowskijr@gmail.com, or you can check out my website, and it's right here at offthehookoutdoors.us. So go over, check that out. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I will answer you within 1 or 2 days. So that's basically it, guys. We got the rippers in the bluegill color. So I'm going to finish running these out and make a pack of baits for myself to use. And if anybody's interested in any rattle baits, and like I said, we can do any colors you want. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I always say, take a kid fishing or hunting. We want to preserve our sport and pass it on to future generations. Oh, and don't forget, this is a watch and win. So make sure you look for that logo and put the timestamp in the comments, and you can be entered to win the fishing reel. So go over, check it out, make the comment. We appreciate all your comments. And let's get back to, like I always said, take a kid fishing or hunting. We're going to preserve our sport and pass it on to future generations. And we will see ya.